Hi guys, I'm Abby from Changing Spaces and I'm going to be answering some of your questions that you sent in to us on Instagram. So first and foremost, I would say, where is your time best spent? If a client's coming to me asking me, should they do their own interiors for the first time, the chances that they've made their mind up already, 9 times out of 10, they won't do that again. There's a lot more that goes into it than nice colours and fluffy cushions. A lot of people think that involving an interior designer takes away creative control for them, when in actual fact we want to work with the client. So if a client has got some specific ideas or colour choices or pieces of furniture they want to use, we want to achieve their end result. So it's like a collaboration. So this is a question we get asked a lot. If you've already made the decision to use an interior designer or stager, then I would say to get them involved right from the beginning. It's not an extra cost for the service, it's something that we already provide. And although you may have your own ideas or thoughts on how you want the room to be laid out, your own goals, preferences to meet your target audience, we will help you and give you our valuable input and knowledge to refine your ideas, and this ultimately then will avoid making costly mistakes in the long run. So a couple of things to think about when looking at room layouts is bed positioning, TV points, sockets and internet. First of all, bed positioning. This can sometimes play a deciding factor in where your feature walls are going to go and in turn where your TV points will be. So many times we've turned up on staging day where the client hasn't got us involved at the right time. Beds are not on the painted walls, TV sockets are behind the wardrobes. We want to make sure that your TV points are visible from your bed, from extra seating areas or desk spaces too. With sockets, you want to make sure there's some near the beds for charging, side lamps, one near the desk area for working, and also one for the TV. And then internet, we want to make sure that's in the most central place in the property, ideally in a communal area, not too low or behind large pieces of furniture, as this can hinder your Wi-Fi connection. So architects are responsible for the structural aspect of things, including placement of walls, windows and doors, and they adhere to building control, whereas interior designers are more focused on the aesthetics of the space and user experience. So good quality materials and easy to clean fabrics are a must, especially in properties where you get quite a high turnover. And another biggie is to always educate your tenants and guests and give them the proper guidelines on how to use the furniture, especially if you've got things like sofa beds, pull-out chairs, zip and link beds or trundles. If you give them the proper guidelines on how to pull them out and store them away properly, this will avoid damages in the long run. So yeah, a little bit. So for a professional HMO, we would do a bit more sophisticated aesthetic. It would be a bit more modern and sleek with clean lines and a calmer colour palette. For a student HMO, it would be a lot more vibrant and quirky, and we'd put more emphasis on the communal areas. So when we're looking at design, we've always got the tenant or guest in mind anyway. So the only difference I would say with the service department would be we're trying to create the wow factor from the minute the guest walks in to create that memorable experience. Whereas with a HMO, we're thinking a bit more long term and we're trying to make the property a little bit more homely. So with HMO furniture, you get your standard bed with storage, wardrobe, drawers, desk and chair and standard sofas. Whereas with service departments or apart hotels, you can be a bit more creative. So you can do your zip and link beds, trundle beds, pull-out chairs, sofa beds, fold-up dining tables, etc. We actually had a client before where they catered for stag do's, hem do's and parties, and they wanted to have the maximum occupancy without it feeling too uncomfortable. So where rooms would allow, we had zip and link beds in one side of the room and beds with trundles in the other. So a couple of common mistakes we've seen over the years when people haven't got their interior designer involved at the right stage is furniture being measured wrong, blinds being measured wrong, furniture being placed in the wrong places so it obstructs traffic flow. We've got insufficient storage space, with people trying to cram in too many bedrooms and actually compromising on communal areas. And also people are not always as creative as an interior designer would be. So sometimes the colour choices or the furniture choices can sometimes be a little bit bland and come across a little bit boring. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'm sorry I couldn't get through all the questions today, but I will get back to the ones that we didn't on Instagram. If you want more content like this, don't forget to subscribe.